OMAD, or 1 meal a day, an eating regimen that is supposed to maximize the benefits of intermittent fasting while supposedly making it effortless to lose body fat. Is this too good to be true? On one end, the ability to afford huge, satisfying meals. On the other end, all at once. Would I actually lose body fat? Well, the results might surprise you. This is my 1-week journey, eating only one huge meal a day. But you gotta focus. What's up, Home Slice? So it is day 1 of 1 meal a day. Now, I occasionally implement intermittent fasting into my normal diet approximately up to 3 times a week. But when I do that, usually it's just a 16-hour fast, 8-hour eating window. And during that eating window, I will eat multiple meals. For OMAD, I'm only allowed to eat 1 meal a day. So I'm going to have to get my entire amount of calories in each and every day in just 1 meal. Also, to experience the full magnitude of this challenge, I decided to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks the last 2 days to get my body used to eating in a timely manner. And I have to say it right now, 8:37 on day 1 in the morning, I'm hungry. Am I gonna get shredded? Am I gonna lose all my muscle? Is it gonna be a combination of both? I don't know. What's gonna happen? So to be clear, the previous 2 days I had a normal breakfast, lunch, and dinner so that my body would be used to having that meal timing so that when I would jump into this OMAD challenge, it would be more of an even playing field and I would be able to experience the full magnitude of a 23-hour or more fast every single day for these next 7 days. And let me tell you, it was not long into the morning before I started feeling very hungry and very foggy in the mind. It is currently. It is apparent. It is 12:46 right now. Basically, I'm feeling the fast, essentially. Like, I really could use just some kind of like carbohydrate right now, like those bananas right there. But you know, with so, hey, but me myself, but. Whoa, bro, what I was trying to say is I was really feeling some serious mental fatigue and fog, as you can tell by my stuttering. But because I was only doing 1 meal a day, I was not allowing myself to eat anything of calories until my meal window, which would approximately only be 1 hour every day. So I just had to go back to work, power through, and just hope that I would be able to hit that enhanced fasting focus that I will touch on later in this video. So it is currently 4:55 p.m. right now. I've been working at my computer virtually all day. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna take a shower now and then start preparing my 1 meal for this day. It's gonna be epic. Dude, that is so much food. We're finally here, it's dinner time, the only meal for today. We got this huge platter. It is a bro meal, that's right, chicken and rice, but amped up a bit. So I have 1.5 cups of dry rice that has been cooked into all that rice, plus 2 decently sized chicken breasts seasoned with garlic salt on the grill. Speaking of bro meal, bromelain, 1/2 of a pineapple cut up, core included, apple, cinnamon, maple syrup, butter, just home style apple thing I just decided to bake up for a little something kind of sweet but also kind of fruity on the side, just to hopefully round this meal out and satisfy me. And then on the side here I have a side salad that's just parsley, cilantro, and olive oil with a little bit of garlic salt. This is it. This is my one and only meal for the day, guys. We're going OMAD. Here we go. So to reiterate, OMAD is essentially eating only 1 meal a day, or consuming all of your calories in only 1 meal, which is going to leave you with around a 23-hour fast. Now, why eat all of your calories in 1 meal? Well, one of the ideas is so you can eat a larger meal and feel more satisfied after that meal. Thus, if you could keep all calorie expenditure the same, as well as become comfortable with a 23-hour fast, then in theory, this would make it easier to diet.
I'll let you know when you're going to return.
I feel like that's not that bad considering the amount of volume I just ate. I took my time to chew it. Got the whole thing down in about 45 minutes. Man, should I do food challenges or should I do food challenges? No, I'm not doing it. Anyways, that's it. That's the meal for today. I might have a tea, which is just going to be water in a tea bag, but other than that, only 1 meal a day. That's it. All the calories in just 1 meal. That's like a 23-hour fasting, 1 hour or less eating based on what I just did there. And if we do that for 7 days, man, are we going to get ripped? Are we going to detoxify? Like, what's going to happen? Am I just going to be like 193? Oh boy. So I'm actually feeling really hungry right now, but I've got some coffee here. Got some boiling water over here. I'm gonna cut my coffee in half so I can have more coffee than normal or more warm drink than normal that's 0 calories, yeah, I'm hungry right now, to be honest. Yo, it's getting thick, man. Dang. Ugh, I've got this little space heater here for my feet. Daddy's gotta go to work. On day 2, feeling very hungry in the morning once again, and my weight was slightly up. I figured the increase in weight could just be a gastric emptying thing, considering I ate my full volume of food not even 12 hours ago. So I continued pushing through the day of work, consuming nothing more than water and black coffee. So something I read, if you're doing prolonged fasting or even just intermittent fasting consistently a lot of days in a row, if you're drinking a lot of RO water or especially distilled water, a good idea is to add back some trace minerals to it. So I have these trace mineral drops here, 2 drops per cup about, and yeah, that's supposed to help beneficial nutrients from being essentially stripped from the body. Does that make, yeah. So we approximately finished eating at 7 p.m. last night. It is now 12:35 the next day. So I'm gonna finish up my work and then I'm gonna attempt to work out.
You'll get $5 off the Bodyweight Beast 2.0. Use code FOCUS, onlytimesfitness.com.
Yo, so I'm feeling heavy right now. You see this? I know that's kind of crunched up, but like even in there, I think there's visceral fat there. Everyone has some visceral. I think there's more visceral fat than I used to have. Yeah, hopefully we can target some of that. Target fat, oh great. Rid some of that with this calorie deficit in the form of OMAD. The workout started pretty good, but like my gas went like, whew. Usually if I was gonna do a bodyweight workout and I wanted to be intense, I would have a hack fast, you know, to keep my body light, but give me like 500 calories just to like bump me through to the next meal after the workout. Just being completely fasted from yesterday at 7 p.m. all through today, it's like, man, I hit that bump and like, now I just feel heavy. I don't feel like I'm getting much of a pump, and I kind of feel flat and like, I don't know, do I look heavy?
Yeah.
These love handles hanging out.
You do.
These are tight pants though, so. They used to be not so tight.
Don't think it's the pants.
I think we're gonna have to call this one a day here. All right. Gotta put my plate away.
I know.
Doesn't even fit. Yo, anyone who likes their meat ground, get one of these. It looks stupid, but literally changed my life. Christian Guzman, this one's for you, man. Seriously, this is, you need this. So Jacqueline's grandma, we call her Uma, she actually found that thing. It's a KitchenAid meat grinder. Eric the Electric would be proud of me, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
You should be weighing it.
5 pounds, 13 ounces with the plate. So whatever the plate weighs, we'll take it out. Yeet! All right, guys, dinner is served. So I have some leftover rice from yesterday. It's approximately about a half a cup dry. It was my wife's leftover, I ate all mine. Then I have on top of that 1.5 pounds of grass-fed ground beef, some chopped up ginger, bok choy in there, the other half of that pineapple on here. Then I have about 2 pounds of sweet potato cut up with some olive oil, also roasted in the oven, a butternut squash with some butter and some maple syrup. A little bit over 5 pounds of food here. Oh my gosh, and we're watching Blind Spot on the TV. I did have a few nibbles over there, so we already broke the fast, but right now it's about 5:47, so we're in that window. Hopefully we can make this last longer than 20 minutes. All right, O.M.A.D, baby, only one meal. Cheers. Oh, I still have some left over I couldn't fit on this plate. I'm gonna have to go get that once there's room. Or we might just end it after this. But once we stop, we gotta stop. Only one meal. All right.
So believe it or not, on day 1 when I finished my meal, I was incredibly full, but not quite satisfied, which was a strange feeling. And the reason I believe this was because I didn't have that much dietary fat. So in an effort to get full and satisfied on day 2, and as you can see with the total macros here, I did so kind of greatly. Most of the dietary fat came in the form of undrained grass-fed beef, but also in the form of butter on my butternut squash and some olive oil on my potatoes. But lo and behold, before I could finish everything I cooked, I was very full and satisfied.
All right, so that's the meal for today. That seemed like it was enough calories, to be honest with you. But this is the leftovers. I just can't put down anymore. I have to save it though. We're out of the eating window. Not that bad. Would you say it's that bad?
Not bad.
I feel like it's not that bad right now, but when I probably drink more water, it'll probably get bigger. So going on a 15-minute walk post-dinner can help aid digestion, and it can also, well, studies have shown that it may help prevent Alzheimer's, right?
Yep.
We'll look that study up and link it below. Yo, what's up? What's up? Show him. Oh, show him. Show him. Oh, yeah. I feel the food coming back up. It's like backing up. 192.0. While I did eat more calories than the day prior, I woke up lighter on day 3. Now this could just be due to a natural weight fluctuation, it was too early to tell. But also on day 3, I started to get used to being in a fasted state. It's 9:51 a.m. I'm actually not hungry anymore like I was when I woke up. I feel like my appetite has just... So are we already getting used to being in this fasted state on day 3? We'll see how it feels when we go to work out later in the afternoon. But yeah, hunger, not a problem right now. Did I say gym? I meant home gym. Thanks, Bells of Steel. Yo, so huge shout out to Bells of Steel for providing me with their light commercial 5.1 power rack. This thing is absolutely awesome, and I gotta show them some love because the rack I was messing with before was so flimsy and almost caused me some serious issues multiple times. But yeah, I've been using this rack for a little over a week now and I absolutely love it. This thing is solid quality and at an affordable price in my opinion. Comes with the 1,000 pound rated safety straps as well as rollers for the bar as well as your standard J-hooks. It also features a pull-up bar which I absolutely love, and it's actually fully modular and adjustable, and I was able to hook it up in a way where I could fit it in my lower ceiling basement with this air vent, which is absolutely awesome. So huge shout out to Bells of Steel for literally sending me this and for allowing me to join their affiliate program. If you guys are interested at checking out Bells of Steel and all their products they have to offer, my affiliate link will be in the description. Thank you guys. But with that being said, today we just did legs, feeling good at first, but quickly getting fatigued about 30 minutes into the training session. I'm starting to feel it, man. Like I could feel like I could use some like sugar, honestly, but maybe we'll get used to that over these next couple of days. Dang. It's 7:05. I think I just did a 24-hour fast right now. So on this one plate right here, I got a porcelain plate because I got kind of hippie and worried about the plastic melting into my food. 1.25 cups of Indian basmati rice dry. 5 chicken thighs with skin and bone. Some pineapple chopped up. Whole banana chopped up. Don't ask me why. I was just craving one all day, but I can't eat one because I can't have a snack. A lot of broccoli, sauteed in butter. Some leftover potatoes from last night. Some chopped up onion, yada yada yada, some hot sauce. Man, is this gonna be enough? It's a lot of weight, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Breaking the fast. What should we start with? Banana. Oh, I gotta eat this slow. So choosing another chicken and rice meal, but this time in an effort to try to get more satisfied with more dietary fat content, I used skin-on chicken thighs. Now even with that being consumed, I just didn't quite yet feel as satisfied as I did on day 2, so I chased this meal down immediately with a protein shake. Oh man, that really fluffed up. Chasing that dinner down with a protein shake, and I chopped up a banana on top of that for that banana split like flavor. Oh man, it's a lot of food to take in about an hour. But, oh, I can't lean back. I gotta kind of like sit up. Now by the end of this protein shake, I was feeling all of the volume I just consumed, and I had no choice but to stop eating. It's definitely... Alright, so it's 9:43. Gotta go to bed like right now. I do not know how I'm gonna lay down with like all this food that's like still in my stomach. Cool, I'm probably gonna have to like prop my head up. Man, alright. 92.8. It's just black coffee and water, but rather than just tasting like bitterness and kind of like a overall coffee taste, it's like I can taste the layers of the coffee, like the different notes. I don't know, it's kind of cool, you know, a little bit more appreciation for the fine things. Yes, kind of silly, but I had to note, I felt like my taste buds were starting to become more enhanced, like more sensitive to even just bitter coffee. Also something I started to notice on day 4 was in the morning, rather than feeling kind of sluggish, I started to notice an increase in stable energy. Alright guys, 12:05, I'm headed to the gym just for hopefully some space because I'm not feeling like doing anything like lifting or anything like that, but I have like all this energy all of a sudden and like I've got to use it, you know? So I think I'm gonna do more like cardio based stuff, maybe get back into some old things. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now, just letting you guys know that.
So yeah, I felt like I had this stable, consistent energy, and I wasn't feeling that hunger in the morning and afternoon like I was on the previous days. And because it was still early when I finished up at the gym, I had really nothing else to do other than just continue working out the rest of the day at home. Now I must clarify, this energy wasn't like super intense, like I could just hammer all day long, but it was more like a consistent energy above baseline. So there was a lot of rest and just like doing random other things in between each exercise, because I was also worried that if I would stop exercising for too long, that the hunger would slingshot back and then I would have no choice but to eat a meal and not make it to dinner time like I was trying to do.
Essentially all the symptoms of low T, low testosterone. And at 32 years of age, he said, I want to do something about it, but I want to remain 100% natural. And so he decided to take Allie's favorite herb, Tom Cataly.
Yo, that is so gnarly. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Greg Doucette. Thanks for having me on your channel. Like, you know.
Are you gonna cry?
Yeah. We've done it. So for dinner, making protein-ish French toast, I guess. Definitely not as low-calorie dense as Greg would recommend, especially not with all the butter I added, the 12 whole eggs, the 1 pound of undrained ancestral beef, the pineapple, and all the additional maple syrup. All of this plus an additional side salad with a butternut squash with butter. Now, even with a lot of high-calorie dense foods included in this meal, by the end I was only slightly over 3,000 calories, and I was also feeling very satisfied. Dang, that's a serious drop all of a sudden. And then coming in on day 5 with an all-new low weigh-in. Could this OMAD thing be working? Maybe. And also on day 5, something I noticed was a more calm, collective focus, or an enhanced mental clarity that many say they experience when doing fasting. And because OMAD essentially leaves us with a 23-hour fasting window, I felt like my body was starting to get used to this, and I may have started to experience the cognitive benefits of fasting. Now, I felt like I was getting leaner. I started to feel like I was getting the benefits of OMAD, but this, on day 5, is where I may have become a little too overzealous. I wanted to push it and enjoy one of my favorite meals, the American classic, the cheeseburger. But instead of buns, I just used the rest of my bread up. This is only 1/3 of the meal right now. Holy moly. And this huge, oh man. Regardless, I ended up eating a total of 6 cheeseburgers, 9 pieces of bread, 4 pieces of cheese, 2 pounds of oven-fried potatoes, and a huge side salad. This might have been too much volume, as well as a lot of calories. This one's definitely the most bloating one. Alien in there, like freaking alien. Dang, man. Now I woke up the next morning, obviously with my weight being up, and still feeling like I had food left in my stomach from the night before. Now by the afternoon, I felt like the rest of this food was finally digested, and something very promising to note, unlike the rest of this week where my pump was kind of flat from being in such a fasted state while working out, I actually felt like I was getting a pretty good pump in the gym, and on top of that, I felt like I was also looking leaner just from this whole entire week of most likely being in a slight calorie deficit, leaving me with one of the better looks I've had in quite a while. So aside from that uncomfortable night, this was actually pretty cool, and had me thinking maybe with such a big meal, the digestion is so spread out over a long period of time that possibly nutrients like carbs and protein weren't all absorbed or wasted at once, but rather spread out through that time of digestion, giving me a similar benefit to eating more spread out meals, but without the hassle and with the satisfaction of having such a big meal, to a certain extent. And shout out to Fat Grips for sending me these custom fat grips. That is totally cool. And that leads me to this day's one meal. About 1.25 pounds of fresh wild-caught salmon with a heaping load of homemade California rolls, a side of those baked apples, and a coleslaw salad. Now, even with all of this food, I think because my stomach was so stretched out the night prior that it didn't feel like I was reaching that fullness level anymore. But in addition, it could be that the overall amount of calories of this entire meal was significantly less than the day prior. Either way, it was still a lot of food.
I do not feel nearly as bloated as I did yesterday. At all. In fact, I feel like I might actually be hungry in about like 2 hours.
But even if I would get hungry 2 hours later, following the rules of OMAD, only one meal a day,
What's the moon?
I was done eating. And on day 7, coming in at a all-new low weigh-in. Now, because I was starting to get really used to fasting for about 23 hours a day, I actually wasn't hungry in the morning until my wife decided to eat some leftovers for lunch and I got to look at the food. At that moment, my hunger all of a sudden spiked. This is a reminder, whether fasting or not, if you are trying to be successful on a healthy diet and avoid hunger at unwanted times, it can help by trying your best not to look at food. Unless for some reason that helps you, because different things work for different people. However, I stayed true to OMAD and I filled the rest of my day before dinner with easy activities, running errands, and going shopping. And when I was trying some new t-shirts on, I noticed that I was actually looking leaner and had a tighter waist than I've noticed in quite a long time. Getting so close to my goal of maybe one day being accused of being a fake natty, when I know I am 100% natty. That's the ultimate goal right there. Regardless, for dinner, some home-style turkey meatballs, some more of those fried apples, an acorn squash with butter and syrup, and a large amount of mashed potatoes with a little side salad.
Oh, those are so good. It's like you don't need the butter. Like if you were dieting, like you could get away without it. It's marginally better, but that marginal better is like the difference between like just bro mashing your potatoes and then like mom's home cooking, you know what I mean? And I guess I am dieting, but it's like I can't have it on there because I have enough calories to afford that. But at the same time, I get so much volume, so I get full. As long as I follow the rule of only once a day, it's like I can get satisfied, but also get full.
So that is probably the biggest take-home benefit when it comes to dieting with OMAD that I found throughout this experiment. And that is, I could stay in my calorie range for being in a deficit, eat a mix of low-calorie dense foods, but also combined with highly satisfying higher calorie dense foods to get both full and satisfied at the same time. If you're someone who has experimented with dieting, just doing low calorie dense meals, and you've also tried dieting with high calorie dense meals, which will require a lower volume to hit your calorie goals, then you probably understand what I'm trying to say. I found that OMAD allows you to get the best of both because you only get one meal, at the cost of having to fast for 23 hours of the day. Now, what would the final results of doing OMAD for an entire week straight be? Did I lose a significant amount of body fat? Will I look leaner? Will I immerse back into, quote, normal eating, end quote? What about the additional benefits of fasting, such as autophagy? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out in this experiment's conclusion. What's up, Home Slice? So did OMAD actually work for me? Well, according to the final measurements, I weighed in at just under 190 pounds, leaving me with a total of a little bit over 3 pounds of weight lost in only 1 week by only eating one meal a day. And keep in mind, that was one huge meal. I feel like something important to note that a lot of people just get impatient about is the weight fluctuation in the weight loss journey. I mean, just looking at this experiment, you guys can see that my weight was fluctuating on the way down. It wasn't just a straight line, but eventually overall in just 1 week, it was down. In fact, by the 7th day, I was quite surprised at how lean I was looking. Hey, maybe it was just that special half natty target lighting that they have inside the dressing room or something. But so is there something magic going on about having like this huge 23-hour fasting window and only eating one meal that makes it so I can eat virtually anything I want and just magically lose weight? Well, not necessarily. You see what happened based on the math here and what we've tracked, what I ate every single day. If I add up all of the calories that I consumed over these last 7 days and divide by 7, it gives me an approximate average of 2,956 calories a day. But what I actually believe is that my daily calorie expenditure throughout that week was more than 3,000. It was probably more like 3,500. And if we do the math on that, that would leave me with approximately a 3,808 calorie deficit for the entire week. Now, just a simple accepted weight loss calculation is that around 3,500 calories of a deficit would equal 1 pound of fat loss. And yes, I lost 3.2 pounds, but most likely not all of that is fat. I would believe the majority of that would actually be water. But within that, because we were in a deficit of 3,800 calories, we probably did lose around a pound of fat, which is pretty darn significant in only 1 week. So all I'm saying is the weight loss wasn't because I just had a huge fasting window and then I was able to eat whatever I want. No, it's because what I did eat wasn't enough to put me in a calorie surplus. Therefore, on average, I was in a calorie deficit in 7 days. Now, one concept that really let O.M.A.D shine was the fact that I was able to eat a large volume of food, but also more satisfying food. Now, you gotta keep in mind this still has to be a balance, because believe it or not, I could have definitely gone over 3,500 calories every single day for 7 days. I could have had like a side of cookies, brownies on my plate as well, included in that meal. But what I did is I found this balance where I combined these low calorie dense meals like salads and some other more maybe like higher fiber just meals that don't have a lot of calorie density, and I combined that with some more satisfying calorie dense like butter, full fat meats, etc. And those two combined together allowed me to get up to about 3,000 calories per meal, while at the same time still having a pretty good volume, which allowed me to have a full stomach and also feel satisfied, but at the cost of only eating once a day. So yeah, there's always going to be a cost in a diet. You're trying to spend extra calories. You just have to determine what's the best way that it's gonna work for you. Now, what were the downsides of O.M.A.D? Well, first of all, shoving all of those calories into a 1 hour window is kind of tasking on the digestive system. I had plenty of days in there where I was clearly complaining that it felt like food was coming back up. It felt like there was indigestion. While a healthy body is usually pretty resilient and can adapt to a lot of things, a 23-hour fast is quite long, and if your one meal isn't balanced, you might not be getting the nutrition your body needs to perform optimally. Now, with that being said, there are some benefits of fasting. One of those I mentioned at the end is known as autophagy. Autophagy is essentially your body recycling old garbage cells so that your body can run more efficiently. Autophagy has been linked to a lot of different life benefits, like, more enhanced longer life, more mental clarity, better physiological function overall, etc., etc. Now, in animal models, I believe autophagy really only happens around like 24 hours and peaks at like 48 hours. But when we're looking at humans, apparently autophagy can happen at around 16 hours of fasting. So hey, maybe we got some of the benefits of autophagy in there. Maybe we recycled some of those garbage cells. With that being said, we are a little bit down in weight. I'm very excited to start a new experiment that I know you guys are gonna like. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing with that, bro? What are you doing with that? I have not taken creatine since 2016, and I'm actually gonna start taking this for 2 weeks to see if I can put on some more size, maybe even look leaner, more defined. That's gonna be a future video coming out probably in about 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna do it for 14 days. Yeah, other than that, some other experiments coming out in the meantime that I'm excited to share with you guys. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you all have a great day. Stay tuned, more videos coming out. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.